Finally, we have the teaser trailer for the Monsters, Inc. prequel.
We get our first look at the Amnesia sequel.
And there's a whole bunch of new Amazing Spider-Man clips and a new Dark Knight Rises trailer. In case you wanted to, see the movie before it comes out, you can watch those clips and you'll be good.
Today is Friday, June 22nd, 2012. Welcome to...
Hey! My birthday's in a couple days.
Nobody cares, Mike. Nobody cares. Welcome to Pretty Much It. Unfortunately, we have kind of a slow news week for you this week in terms of movie news and, I guess, video game news.
Yeah.
It's really nothing huge, but we do have some exciting trailers to talk about, so, we'll get into it in just a moment. First of all, we hit 8,000 likes on Facebook. Thank you, mucho. Very mucho. If you haven't liked us on Facebook, please feel free to do so by clicking the link in the info, but we did hit our goal. We'll let you know the next goal, and it's very exciting for you guys. There's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. Whoa. Also down in the info are links to all of this week's reviews. We had reviews of, remember we had a bunch of reviews. Me at the Zoo, a Spider-Man comic arc from Andrew, which was awesome. Everybody's loving it. We have Beasts of the Southern Wild. We have Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. We have Brave, and we have Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Lots of reviews. Go check them out. And the last little thing down in the info that I'd like to let you guys know is my shirt designs that you've seen, the Spider-Man shirt design, and also the, let's see, where is it? The Prometheus shirt design, where you can be on the Prometheus crew. These will only be available until July, so if you'd like them...
I missed.
If you like the shirt designs, definitely go get them while they're still available. They'll be gone come July. So thank you very much if you've purchased them. And also, we're going to make fun of people wearing the shirts very soon. We haven't got around to it, but we will do that very soon.
We're going to make fun of you. We're going to hold the money that you gave us, and we're going to be like, ha ha, this is ours now.
And finally, we have the Choose Your News feature, where along the bottom of the screen, there are annotations to click around to different points in the video. If you want to skip to a different story, you don't have to watch the whole thing. Otherwise, you can just watch the whole thing. So, without further ado, let's get to the news, starting off with movies.
Oh boy.
The first thing we've got is some clips from The Amazing Spider-Man have been released. Everyone's asking why we're not talking about them. Honestly, it gets old after a while to constantly say, new clip, new clip, new clip.
You will be able... The entire movie is probably on the internet right now in the form of like thousands of clips.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm done.
Now, I don't mind watching them just because I really only am interested in seeing the movie to see Spider-Man swing around in 3D and feel like Spider-Man. That's really all I care about. I don't care about the plot or anything, really. But... That being said, we are posting them on our website on prettymuchit.com. That's our Tumblr. If you want to follow us, you'll always see that we're posting those things. But we're not going to always talk about them. However, I will say, since we are mentioning them now, they're awesome. You haven't watched them, but you have, right?
Yeah.
They're so good. So, I would say don't watch them if you don't want to see everything, because it shows like the whole damn movie practically.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till the movie.
Good, wait, it's right around the corner. But the other thing I'd like to say about Amazing Spider-Man is that, I don't know if you guys checked it out, but the score has been released. It's not like officially released where you can buy it yet, but they're, like the songs made their way online, whether officially or leaked, I don't know. Did either of you guys check it out? Or?
Yeah, that's another thing about movies. It's like, if a movie's coming out that I like and the score comes out, I won't listen to it.
Right, I haven't listened to it either. I listened to the first song just to hear the theme.
Because when you're in the movie and then the score comes on, it's like, oh, well, I heard this before.
Well, my worry would be that I would picture the movie in my mind, and then it wouldn't be like how I pictured it. It would be weird. But I only listened to the first one and the beginning of the second one just because it kept playing and I couldn't stop it. But I have to say, did you listen to it then? Did you hear the Spider-Man theme? You haven't heard it?
Nope.
Okay, what do you think about it then?
I think it's fitting.
Fitting? Okay.
Yeah. It didn't blow me away like the original Spider-Man trilogy. So
right, which we're not saying that this is coming close to Danny Elfman's. That was perfect.
That made me sweat.
I have to say my only problem with it is that the horns feel like Superman. It feels very Superman.
Yeah,
I prefer the string portions, the vocal portions, like the chorus portions, and also I said this on Facebook and Twitter the other day. It's like 1/3, or I said this. I said it's 2/5 Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
In Tim Burton mode, 2/5 Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
And 1/5 Portal. Do you feel the Portal-esque music to it, where it's like...
Which is cool.
So if you'd like to check out the theme from The Amazing Spider-Man, you can click the link down in the info. Moving on, we've got some news about Neil Blomkamp's follow-up to District 9, which came out a long time ago. And this is not a sequel or anything, it's just a follow-up. This is the next movie.
Very exciting.
Very exciting just because I love District 9. I think most people do.
I'd say District 9's on my top 10.
Really? Okay, so then you're really excited for this.
Like in the whole world, like ever?
Yeah, District. I love that movie.
But we finally, after years of knowing about this thing, we finally have a plot. And the plot is as follows. Now, you guys don't know the plot, right?
Nope.
Okay.
We're finding out.
Here we go.
Now.
In the year 2159, two classes of people exist. The very wealthy who live on a pristine man-made space station called Elysium, and the rest who live on an overpopulated, ruined Earth.
So it's kind of like right now, but in space.
Secretary Rhodes, played by Jodie Foster, A hardline government official will stop at nothing to enforce anti-immigration laws and preserve the luxurious lifestyle of the citizens of Elysium. That doesn't stop the people of Earth from trying to get in by any means they can. When unlucky Max, played by Matt Damon, is backed into a corner, he agrees to take on a daunting mission that, if successful, will not only save his life, but could bring equality to these polarized worlds. First thing you're thinking is, oh, more segregation.
Yeah.
He grew up, I believe, in South Africa, as far as I know,
did.
so that is not surprising at all.
I can't wait to get more info
Right.
about this because it sounds like, everybody on Earth is trying to get into this glorious space station. But how? What are they doing? Are they just flying up there? Like, let us in!
Now, the funny thing about this is that the first thing that came to my mind when it got to the Matt Damon aspect was that crappy sci-fi movie that came out recently with Guy Pearce.
Yeah, you don't need to remember the name.
Prometheus? Oh.
It reminded me of that movie because it's the opposite, sort of, where Guy Pearce was breaking into the prison, so it's the opposite in that sense.
So like I said before, I definitely want more information about this. I mean, I'm sure, it's going to be good, but it's the information is just a little sketchy.
Right,
it's like,
right
all
now.
they're on Earth and
Very
there's a spaceship.
vague.
It's like, how are they going to... Is Matt Damon going to fly a rocket?
I guess we'll have to find out. But 2159, anything can happen.
In the future.
I was just kidding. I love Prometheus.
Okay.
Also Matt Damon.
Moving on, we've got some Paramount news. Paramount has the new Ninja Turtles movie in the works. I think we discussed it.
All the fans are raving about
Oh,
this.
can't wait.
They cannot wait for this movie.
Now, here's the deal. It was supposed to come out, I think, in 2013, I guess, next year.
2013, yeah.
It was just delayed to 2014.
Oh,
Victory.
Shucks!
Yeah, oh darn.
Good riddance, I say.
Well, here's the deal on that. The funny thing about this is Paramount is also the studio that delayed G.I. Joe. And they also just delayed World War Z. So Paramount is really not doing too well in terms of getting these movies made. That's the only reason this story is interesting to me, is because Paramount must just be like...
Well, it's all very different variables. Like with World War Z,
that was in production.
But I hear they're reshooting it because the production was an absolute failure.
Right, and then with G.I. Joe, that's already done, and they're reshooting stuff because they want to add in 3D stuff or something.
All different reasons, all the same. It's we got nothing.
Oh man, that's not good.
They're
But
borrowed time.
apparently they are fixing the script for
Mutant Turtles.
Mutant Turtles, which I mean.
Oh no,
yeah.
I mean no.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not mutant. They're teenage, but they're
Wait, hold
alien turtles, right?
No, they were taking out one of the words from the name. It was
mutant, right? Because well,
so is this gonna be Teenage Turtles? What?
teenage alien Ninja Turtles, and apparently they're supposed to fight the guys in the raid.
I think they were taking the word ninja away.
Really?
Mutant Turtle,
Mutant Turtles.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Turtles.
No, that can't be right.
Whatever.
Who cares?
Now
Why
I
are we
know
even
it is.
talking about this? Who cares?
I want to see a turtle flip through a building that's exploding while a comet is crushing New York City and a giant robot is swinging around, breaking everything.
Where did we get all these earrings? But moving on to some other news that I personally don't give a damn about at all.
Oh, boy.
The Dumb and Dumber sequel that has been floating around is not happening anymore.
Wasn't there a sequel already?
I guess so. Apparently they were going to make a sequel that ignored the second sequel.
Yeah.
Because, this movie, it's such an important thing that it deserves that.
It's not canon.
Yeah, it's not. This sequel's not canon to Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, I don't know if you know, but have you ever heard the story of Dumb and Dumber?
What do you mean?
Well, the original cut was 3 hours and 30 minutes long, ridiculous amount of time.
Fairly
and
long.
everybody at the studio was like, "Oh my god, what are we gonna do? This is horrible!" But then they hired a top-notch editor, and he was able to just
fix it,
cut the film down to size, and now it is what we know today.
It is what we know. So
now don't quote me on that. I'm not a professional. But I think that's the story.
Okay, I believe it.
Yeah, cool story.
Then, of course, they made a sequel, which was different people. Nobody liked it, I guess.
It was excellent.
Which actually was a prequel, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or am I wrong?
I like when Harry met Lloyd.
Something like that,
Yeah,
right.
Dumber and Dumberer.
Then there was supposed to be another one where the original guys come back, Jim Carrey included, and Jim Carrey, ironically, the reason the new one's not happening, or the reason, I'm sorry, it may happen, but the reason Jim Carrey just walked away, that's the news, is because the studio is not interested.
Oh, really?
How embarrassing.
Wait, so who's interested?
Jim Carrey.
But now he's not.
But now he was like, wait a minute, if you guys don't care, then I don't care. How embarrassing is that? I feel like that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard in my life.
That is pretty silly.
So,
now he's going to do the Bruce Almighty 2 sequel now.
right, I guess, and for a while, wasn't he the guy that never did sequels, and now he's become the sequel guy?
That was Johnny Depp.
Am I thinking of Will Smith?
Bonjour.
Who am I thinking of? Either way, Jim Carrey, sequel man now, and he lost the sequel, so that must hurt. And in two quick stories, we've got an image of Angelina Jolie as Maleficent, of course, in the Sleeping Beauty movie that's coming out. So we had Snow White this year. Next year, we got Sleeping Beauty. I guess that's next year. I really didn't care about this, honestly, until I saw this picture. I think she looks fantastic.
Yeah, she looks cool.
She looks perfect.
Good. She looks great. But, like, the whole plot to revolve around her, it's like, what did she do? I mean, like, she...
Well, but here's the thing. Did you ever see, like, Wicked? They made Wicked, which was based on the witches of Oz, whereas Wizard of Oz was all about Dorothy, and this was, like, what was going on their side. So you could really have a lot of fun with something like that.
But it's like, she's evil.
Yeah.
Right, but what would be cool is what they did in Wicked was it turned out the witch was not evil. She was misunderstood, and everything she did was misconstrued as evil. So that could be cool. Like, they could do something like that. I'm sure she's going to end up being evil, though.
You think it's going to be scary? Like, that'd be so
I don't
cool
know,
if it
but
was
honestly,
spooky.
I actually think that this could go somewhere.
Turns into a dragon.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, she's a bad guy.
It'll probably scare Jake. Yeah.
That'd be so funny if it was like, I don't know, nothing.
It's a little funny seeing Angelina Jolie and this get up because for the past couple months or year, she's been really trying to become legitimate. Like, you know, I'm directing my own movie about this war, this tragedy.
And now this is very like
magic bells.
So either way, the picture is released. Check it out. Let us know what you think. I am intrigued from this picture. I think she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And the final little bit of news is actually just a clarification on a story that you may have seen floating around: the Twilight reboot.
What a horrifying thing to imagine.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. It's not happening according to Lionsgate, because Lionsgate purchased Summit, if you remember, and so everybody thought that Lionsgate would reboot Twilight for some reason, which is
eventually.
I don't even know why it's even plausible to think that a movie
is
would be
not
rebooted
plausible.
before the next one comes out. Lionsgate said, we have no intentions of rebooting Twilight. The only thing that they'll do, they said, is if Stephanie Meyer, the author of Twilight, writes another book, they'll make the movie out of it, which is kind of obvious to me, I guess. But they said they're not going to reboot it. Now, that doesn't rule out the TV show stuff we talked about, but honestly, I think we all just wanted to hope just end, please. Nothing against Twilight. We're not even bashing it right now. We don't want to see it.
So for video game news, just to educate you guys real quick, some documents apparently leaked that were the specs of the new Xbox.
I saw that all over the place. It's legit, right?
No, it's not.
That's disappointing, really, because what they were like teasing, it looked kind of promising actually. Because like I hate Kinect, but
it did have Kinect 2 listed on it.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing, like Kinect 2 was like 2 cameras instead of 1,
better,
so it's like
stronger.
so it's better and stronger. Yeah. Whatever about that. But then they said they're going to have like these glasses that kind of like augment reality to your video game. So like if you're playing a first-person shooter, like your HUD would be like on your glasses.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
That's nuts.
But like turns out it was all bogus.
Yeah, the one part I didn't like was the system specs for it. The processor and stuff was like just as good as like a really good computer nowadays. It's
so
nothing
like,
really.
Why can't they do that?
They need to future-proof it, you know? They need to like
make it
good for a while.
Why hasn't there been a console that just puts in what a computer can do? Like, why hasn't that been made yet?
I don't know.
It's like the technology exists.
That's the thing. They do put computer stuff in it, but the fact that like they have to plan it and market it in production, the big Xbox and everything, by the time it comes out, it has the guts of a 4-year-old computer.
Because otherwise it would cost as much as a computer at that price point.
Another really big letdown about this whole thing, one of the big things about this leak was it was going to be very cheap. I recently did a live show chat with a guy called Stuttering Craig. He's big in the video game.
Oh!
From Screw Attack.
Okay.
Yeah!
And since he's big with like video game guys, this is what he's hearing. He says next year is the year for Sony. That's all they're hearing.
All right.
Is that next
Which
year
is interesting.
is the year for nothing about Xbox.
So that's that. Anything you hear about the Xbox 720 right now isn't real.
Yep,
Sorry, guys.
everything you hear.
And some nice news about HD re-releases, which I feel like I bring to the table every
Constantly,
week. Okami is getting redone for HD and will be released on the PlayStation 3.
Now, I never played this game because it didn't really interest me.
Never heard of it.
But I will admit, I think it looked awesome.
It was a cult hit, yeah. It was so cool.
But so in HD, it's probably gonna look even better.
Yeah, you play as a magical wolf. There's like watercolor paintings. It was a really good game, and not enough people played it. And now people are excited because hopefully more people will play it. Now, Amnesia is a terrifying game.
Great game.
The sequel was announced a couple weeks ago, but this week we got our first actual look at the game in a trailer.
Yeah, which you can check out by clicking
the link in the info.
I love the first Amnesia, and like it's so strange, first Amnesia, because like it was made by like 5 or 6 people.
Yeah, like
and it's literally one of the scariest games in the past decade. Like 5 people have gotten this. Like
nailed it. Yeah.
why
5
can't
guys.
industries do this?
I know.
So
I don't know. Resident Evil 6 looks pretty scary.
yeah. Okay. If you like exploding buses and helicopters and stuff like that.
Helicopters. I just imagine like a toupee, like.
But yeah, Amnesia was, great, terrifying. The best part about it was there's no weapons for people who don't know. You got a lamp.
It's kind of
and that's
old
it.
school,
Yeah.
But
and so the new one, I mean, God, it looks like it's so much going on.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way, because the first one you were in a huge mansion,
Right.
with caverns underneath it.
Yeah, that's what I've seen, the cavern stuff.
This one you're like
in
everywhere.
This incredible city that looks so dark and cool.
Right.
Yeah,
The graphics and stuff, or
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
For a team by like 5 or 6 people,
Right.
this is like it's crazy how they're doing this.
Good.
And it's called A Machine for Pigs,
Which is
a great title. Just saying that kind of gives me like
it's like a menacing name.
yeah.
the end of the trailer. And they don't show you the monster, but like you see it breaking down the door. It's like, oh, that's great.
And that's it for all the news this week. Once again, not really a very exciting week.
It's not our fault. Not our fault.
Yeah, not our fault at all. But now we're going to talk about the trailers coming up. Monsters University, the new Master clip and whatnot. But we'll talk about those right after a quick commercial break. Welcome back to Pretty Much It. We have a few cool trailers to talk about. We're going to talk about them right now.
Whoa!
Check them out by clicking the links in the info. You can watch along with us. The first one we're going to say, we're not going to talk about it much, is like the final trailer, I guess, for The Dark Knight Rises. I'm done with seeing this. I don't want to see any more of this.
I will say, remember how a couple weeks ago I said that the trailer, I'm looking forward to The Dark Knight, but none of the trailers made you say, I want to see this.
This one did?
This one did.
All right, good.
I
So
was
there you
like,
go.
I was finally like, yeah.
All right.
It was. I think what sold me was like when Batman tries to punch Bane,
And
just
misses
like,
him?
He's like, no. He's like,
Oh, that part,
He's
that
like,
part.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's definitely cool. I'll say it's definitely cool, but the thing is, whereas with Spider-Man, I don't really care as much about the story, with Dark Knight Rises, I only care about the story. So I don't want to see anything from the movie anymore.
Yeah.
So, too much.
Thankfully, I feel like all the trailers now, everything we've seen, really only show like a couple scenes.
Right, it's like
know?
really, it's almost like 3 locations over and over again.
yeah, we
exactly.
still don't know what the movie's about.
I really barely know. Yeah,
I have so many questions. I can't wait to be
I mean,
answered.
I'm fine with it, but we're done.
Yeah.
We're done. That's why we don't make a big deal out of it. Something we will make a big deal out of, though, is the teaser trailer to the prequel for Monsters, Inc., Monsters University.
But what they don't know is those monsters weren't always so scary. My pony made the dean's list. They had to go to college first.
Now, we've known about this for a while.
Yeah.
It was announced a long time ago.
Very long time ago.
And, and then we knew it was going to be a prequel and all that. So, now, after finally seeing the teaser trailer, what do you guys think about this?
Well, I've got a lot of conflicting opinions.
Okay.
On the first hand, it's cool to see the Monster Inc. guys again. They
The voices and everybody back.
I,
Yep.
I thought that was one of Pixar's better movies.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's like, why go back? It's like the first movie was so much about like them discovering about how, laughter is better than fear. So it's like now they're just taking a huge step back. It's like, okay, it's about Mike and Sully becoming friends. We know they become friends at the end. So it's like, what are they gonna do?
They're not going
know.
to be able to introduce humans, when you think about it.
Right, that means no Boo, I guess, unless they figure out a way.
Not yet. So
I think there's a lot of potential, though, because I prefer going back into a world where scary is the thing.
Yeah,
That could be cool.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because otherwise the new one would be like, it doesn't really... Monsters University... Monsters, Inc. 2 would be just kind of like, okay, but they know about the laughter already. There'd be no scaring,
Yeah, but it's more about like, plot-wise, It's
guess.
just like, we know what's going to happen now. It's like, now we're just going to see them have fun.
I think, though, that Pixar, it's very ballsy.
Yeah,
That's why I'm interested.
I'm very interested in what Pixar's doing.
Yeah.
I want to see what they got planned for the next millennium because I think Brave is going to be like the first Pixar movie that I don't go to the movie
Isn't the
theaters
next
to
millennium
see.
like the year 3000?
Shut the up, Jake.
A lot of times teaser trailers don't do it for me, but this one, I laughed, and that's good.
Oh yeah, I mean it's still got the
too.
humor, like
Yeah.
it's the exact humor,
Yeah.
like they got it. So at least it'll be funny.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Next up is the trailer for VHS. Now, we talked about VHS last week when the poster was released, and you said you were looking forward to it. Did you say? I forget.
Sure, yeah.
It's a horror anthology of different found footage films, all tied together with another found footage film. And I saw it at Sundance, and I haven't reviewed it yet or anything like that. But now, based on the trailer, what do you guys think? And then I'll say what I think, having seen it already.
Well, there's a lot of things where I was like, oh,
Stupid.
yeah, because it's like I thought it was going to be a very grounded in reality kind of horror movie, like the found footage of like a serial killer, like that Poughkeepsie tapes or whatever.
Poughkeepsie. You know what he's talking about.
Yeah. But it looks like there's a lot of paranormal stuff going on, which is okay if they do it right. But like, they had to show the scene where the door closes or opens.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seen that 100 goddamn times. The door is closing on its own. Oh.
But I think to counteract that, there were a lot of parts that I thought were scary that I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I was like, that's really weird. Look at that. You know?
Like the hand coming out of the ground.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying all paranormal stuff is bad.
It's just been done so many times that it make it different.
Yeah, make it different.
Yeah, agreed.
And it looks like they're doing it.
Now, here's the deal. It's since it's a bunch of them, you may like one, hate one, like one, hate one. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, as an anthology, is it a whole bunch of completely separate stories?
Yes.
Or are they all...
What happens is there's an overall story of guys that go into a house. You saw in the trailer, they go into a house to find a tape, and then they sit and watch different tapes.
And none of them are linked.
None of them are linked.
I like
Well,
that.
none of them are linked in the sense that, they're watching separate found footage tapes, right? So if you don't like one, and you like another one, then you like something, and that's fine. You know, it's like they're short films.
And everyone is by a different director?
Right, yeah, which
That's
is really
good.
cool.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, that's
But I would say that the trailer does an okay job of showing what the movie's like. It just it does show a lot of dumb stuff, and it does ruin the ending of one of them. I won't say what it is, but it ruins one of the coolest parts of one of them, unfortunately. I don't know. But it's a pretty accurate trailer, so if you like the trailer, you'll like the movie. Next up is the new teaser trailer sort of thing for The Master.
Ooh, this is going to be good.
Do you linger at bus stations for pleasure? Do you get muscle spasms for no reason? Do you pass failures, polypath? You are an everlasting spirit, Freddy. I don't believe you. Would you like to be told what is your behavior or rat? Do you find it? Your life has never stopped. Easy to be fair. By NP scientific. It has always been.
Yo, you're making this
usually
up.
truthful to others. Are you unpredictable?
I know you're trying to calm me down, but just say something that's true!
Now, we still don't know a ton about this. We know what it's about vaguely, and this one really kind of drives that home. Philip Seymour Hoffman is playing an L. Ron Hubbard type, where he's sort of like a prophet, but also an author.
I love that plot because I think that whole the Scientology thing with L. Ron Hubbard is such an unexplored territory.
And such an interesting
it's
territory.
so interesting and like kind of creepy. It's like...
And Philip Seymour Hoffman's perfect.
Oh,
for
right.
that.
And then I love Joaquin Phoenix as well. Both of them are very, very powerful actors, I think.
I think so.
And what I was saying about this movie is that it looks like something that I love, trained shots. The shots just stay on the actors and don't move. I love just watching a great actor act. Like if I could, say what you will about Mel Gibson, but he's a powerful actor in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you just have a shot of him for like 10 minutes, it could blow your mind. Like he is great.
I like the teaser trailer where it was kind of like the shots are set up kind of like not focused on
Right,
the
yeah, that's
actor.
what you were saying,
Yeah, I like stuff like that.
But I have to say, I think this looks awesome so far, and
yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
I'm sold on the plot.
Hell yeah.
So
And the acting.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
So last week we got to look at the Dread poster, and now we've got the trailer for it.
I want to know how you feel about it.
Because you said that you were interested in this.
Yeah, I think it looks just what I need. Like, it looks so
Really?
awesome.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
because it looks so crappy. Like,
Okay,
there's so
all right,
many.
all right.
There's-
All right, yeah.
You got to say that first, otherwise someone's
Yeah.
going to shoot you.
Okay, like the really bad lines, like I'm gonna judge you
Yeah,
or whatever.
the judgment is, or what is it, like the punishment is death.
Yeah, I'm like yes.
See, now, I don't know anything about Judge Dredd, like I said last week. I don't know. When I was watching the trailer, I was like, is this supposed to be really lame?
Well, yeah, the Stallone movie was very tongue-in-cheek.
Okay.
Rob Schneider was in it.
Right,
so that's
right,
all
as
I
you
gotta
said.
say.
Okay.
It
So-
looks like they, because in regular Judge Dredd land, there's a wasteland filled with monsters, and now it looks like there's a wasteland just full of poor people. which is interesting.
Yeah.
About the same, right?
And then you gotta judge them and shoot them.
But to me, the plot looks way too contained. It looks like they're just going up that building. To
Oh, yeah.
Which is, if anyone's seen The Raid, I kind of
That's
feel
what I
bad
thought
for.
of.
I feel
Yeah.
bad for the guys doing Judge Dredd because I'm sure that they didn't intend that, but it's
Yeah.
basically The Raid with the Judge
They
Dredd.
were just like, we gotta kill everyone in this building.
We're gonna go up to the top, and even like the intercom where she's like, "There are people that you need to kill." It's exactly like The Raid. It's
And
100%.
is it just me, or in the other, when the Stallone Judge Dredd, was he like, did he have partners throughout the whole movie?
Yeah, he had a woman partner. I don't remember his
Really? Because
her
I
name.
thought that he kind of worked alone.
He.
Yeah.
No, you misheard. His name is Stallone. You misheard.
So I like Cheese. I like the original RoboCop. I even liked the Judge Dredd movie. So this looks great.
All right, fair enough. I don't really care about this at all. So.
I think it's being campy in the wrong way.
Bring it on.
Yeah, I guess
We'll
we'll have to
see,
see.
yeah.
Bring on the cheese.
Okay. And a couple other trailers out this week are the trailer for the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2. Don't knock us for not talking about it. I don't know why you think we would. We really have nothing else to say on that matter. Also, Pitch Perfect, which I think looks like fun, silly, little fun movie. 2 Days in New York, which I missed at Sundance, and also another one I missed at Sundance, Searching for Sugar Man. And those apparently are great. So there you go.
Sugar. Like the,
And that's it for trailers this week. Once again, not the most exciting week. Not our fault. Not our fault. But let's move on to the poll. The poll question from last week was, where would you like to see a Hangover movie take place? And the number one choice with 250 votes was Nowhere and Never Again.
I'm really happy.
Yeah, I gotta go with that, yeah.
I'm really proud of you guys.
Yeah. So that was last week's poll. This week's poll question is, in Monsters University, what character from Monsters, Inc. would you like to see in the movie? We don't know if, I heard that Randall might not be in it. We don't know if, Roz would be in it.
Yeah.
Apparently, Boo won't be in it, but you never know. Let
Well,
us
yeah,
know.
if it's supposed to be in the past, Boo's probably...
They might
Yeah.
figure out a way to show, her parents or something, though. You know what I mean? We'll name her... Well, her name wasn't Boo, but I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Senior.
Let us know by clicking the link down in the info to go to our Facebook page and vote. Who would you like to see return from Monsters, Inc. in Monsters University?
I was going to say, Boo's probably a fetus.
And finally, the giveaway winner this week is... I don't know. It's going to say it in annotation. We are actually shooting this episode early in the day, and I didn't have time to find a winner yet. And that's it for this week's episode of Pretty Much It. Not, again, a lot going on, but,
I had fun.
I had a good time. I had a good time, gentlemen.
Good time.
And, I'm sorry.
Can't forget about Mike. Don't you forget about Mike.
But let us know what you're looking forward to this week, what you think about different topics and stuff and whatnot. And once again, hope your grandma's doing fine. And that's pretty much it.